But you can tell from Maxwell's body language he would have backed himself to catch that, and it was Kohli.
Well, it was an absolutely massive moment in this match. Just wonder whether Cooper Connolly actually got in the way here. He looked like he was going to go and then pulled out last minute. It's left Maxwell stranded a little bit there.
Yeah! Gone! Straighter, quicker, and Zampa has the breakthrough that Australia needed.
Well, it could have been back-to-back. Kohli, first of all, the drop chance, and then Shreyas Iyer. It's in these little moments here that Australia can really wrestle back any kind of momentum. I know India bat big, bat deep. But that right there is how you fight back. Zampa always in the play, always around the stumps. And Shreyas Iyer, dangerous. Back in the change rooms for 45, and it's at 1-3-4 for 3.
Spin bowling all-rounders. Akshar Patel, first left-hander in this lineup from the top order. Excellent cricketer. Kohli would have just punched clubs with him and said, right, stay with me for a while. He needed that Australia. This may produce a few more dots now and build some pressure. New batter on this pitch. Could take time to get in. This is where Australia have to squeeze. For that reason, Steve Smith just bringing an extra fielder in. Fine leg comes in. All the men in the inner circle are tight. Well, it was a classic Zampa dismissal. Bowl at your stumps, bowl flat, LBW and bowl.
He missed it completely. He's looking to play the cut shot.
Two dots straight away after the wicket.
Yeah! It's a huge moment. Australia will be great now in this inner circle. Can't afford to drop anything more. That has to go. Catch it.
Now the man goes back at fine leg, and that's good captaincy. You've got the wicket, you've built some pressure, don't release it with a boundary. So you can take that extra fielder out. Short ball, not timed, mid-wicket. Well, I think he's done very well. Carey, who's been brilliant in the field in this tournament. We think it's just a couple, 136 for 3.
It's a wonderful piece of fielding. Just dragged it a fraction short. It's the wicketkeeper, folks. This is commitment, out of position, and still finds a way.
At this stage, Australia were 144 for 4. India are 136 for 3. Maxwell, having put down Kohli, now into the attack.
As Akshar Patel was coming to bat, there was a friendly exchange between Maxwell and Virat Kohli.
I think he was trying to say to Virat Kohli that the bowler, Tupac got in the way, as Matthew Hayden said.
Looked like he was committing, and then right at the end, pulled out. We saw that comparison there at the bottom of the screen. Australia v India against New Zealand, chasing 250. New Zealand were 110 for 3 after 27.
Slightly different pitch, wasn't it? That one just turned and gripped, and you felt for New Zealand that they lose one or two, they could crumble, and they did. This is still a good surface. And that's why Australia realised when Akshar Patel's on strike, it may not be the Jaffa. That wasn't a Jaffa from Zampa. It may just be pressure.
Well, talking about pressure, you're right, that was a group stage. This is a semi-final. It's a different ball game altogether. So the comparison's still worth noting. India just controlling play, but you watch the run rate here start to go down.
Up and over. He won't go for a boundary. He shouldn't go for a boundary. He's an attacking player, Akshar Patel. He won't want to be bogged down.
Don't think Smith will be too worried about that shot. He's got that fielder at long off, just a little wider. He's hit it with the turn.
Man's hovering at mid-on. He now goes back again, like the last over, last delivery. 141 for 3 after 28. Dragged down, and Kohli is too good a player to miss out on that. He puts it away with ease.
Boundary of the first ball of a fresh over, puts some pressure on the bowler.
Sampa's skill, he's not a big turn of the ball, he just has subtle changes of pace and trajectory. Previous delivery to Shreyas Iyer, tossed up 84.8. And the next one, quicker, flatter. Just did him for pace. Oh, past mid-wicket, it was very straight.
Akshar is going to play this shot because he fancies playing this shot. It's already been a boundary of this over from Virat Kohli first ball. He's tossed it up nicely. Gone for the big hit.
Looks to me like he's almost a sacrificial lamb here. Come out with great aggression. Maybe a little plan. Just break Aussie's back here right now. Not wait.
But they don't need to. They've had a very good partnership between Kohli and Akshar Patel. I'm sorry, Shreyas Iyer.
.147 for 3.
Brings us to the end of the over. The Indonesian now stands at 126 balls, 118 runs from India to win.
Well, this is a fascinating period of play here. Akshar Patel definitely hasn't come out looking to do it in singles. He's going to be positive, and Steve Smith has had that mid-on, just hovering. He's not in the circle and he's not on the boundary. It's a tempter, hitting Maxwell against the spin over mid-on.
Coasting, Kohli. Absolute cruise control. Sitting in 5th gear, he's driving down the motorway and there is just nothing in his way. Akshar Patel, a little more positive. And no need to do anything. Got complete control of this match. The only way Australia can win at this stage is to continue to take wickets.
150 up for India, exactly 5 and over, 150 for 3. Milking really in the last 20 overs. They tried to go hard in the power play, lost 2 wickets, but the batting lineup is long and deep. You feel that Australia left 20-30 runs out there with the bat. Change of leg spin, Sangan out into the attack, slightly different leg spinner, slightly more flighted, doesn't bowl many wrong-uns. Notice with Akshar Patel, if it goes up, that's when he loves the big shot. The moment it goes up above his eye line, he picks that bat up and wants to belt it. Maybe try and toss up a googly. Again, that should be a couple. Well, in ICC ODI tournaments, Sachin Tendulkar, 23 50-plus scores. Virat Kohli now 24 50-plus scores.
Playing shots all around the ground. Quick to get onto the back foot.
Been impressive.
Yeah, these lads must be under so much pressure. Coming into a tournament, haven't played, young, bowling at some of the great players. And they've been impressive, to say the least. Hard sweep, big sweep, slog sweep, all the way for 6.
It was turning out to be a pretty decent over till the shot from Akshar Patel. Not quite flighted, but he takes his front foot across and hits it with the turn well away from that fielder in the deep and over the boundary as well.
158 for 3. When he was asked, Rohit Sharma, why do you have so many spinners in the squad? He said, no, I've only got 2. I've got 3 all-rounders. Washington Sundar, Jadeja and Akshar Patel. That's how he sees them. And that's how Akshar Patel is batting at the moment. He's a genuine all-rounder at number 5.
His batting has improved by leaps and bounds over the last couple of seasons. So also his confidence. He now believes he can bat at the highest level. He's been sent at number 5 quite regularly by Rohit Sharma.
Now close, very close from round the wicket. From round the wicket, that's got to be tight. Yeah, surely they've got to use their review, they do.
We have a review for LBW. On-field decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. I'm looking at the split screen now. Ball is close to the bat, so can we have Ultra Edge when available, please? Just waiting for Ultra Edge, Chris. Okay, Ultra Edge coming up now. Okay. Take it back, please. Can you just zoom in on the one on the left? No. Yeah, just take it back, please. Yeah, I can't see any gap between bat and ball on the left-hand side. put a spike on both of those. Ball is hit the back, Chris. Stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by. On screen signal now.
Yeah, had a lot going for it apart from a faint inside edge. .161 for 3.
Well, the finest of margins. Sport just dishes up all sorts of challenges. Faintest of nicks, surely that was going on to hit the stumps. A bit of luck here, Virat Kohli.
For a bit of Travis Head now. We have part-time options for Australia.
What we've learned here of spin in Dubai is that you less than 90 clicks, and there's been 13 wickets taken, you're at that average of 43. More than 90 clicks, you're up around that 16 wicket mark, so bit more pace. First ball 91.
Pulled hard. Long on will ease his way round.
Amazing the difference coming from Pakistan. Now that's 4 in Pakistan. Simple as that. Thick air, a little colder as well the air here. Ball just doesn't carry. There's going to be no easy options. Wind predictor. India all over it. Looking for that mistake, Australia. Looking to raise that percentage.
Doing it smartly now, India. Picking the ones, making sure no dot balls. Oh, and you have non-regular bowlers like Maxwell and Head coming to the ball. You want to try and maximize. It doesn't have to be just boundary. You pick 6 runs with the asking rate of under 6. You're doing well for your team.
Some history. 4 for 28 v England. Last time he bowled in an ODI.
Settle down, Matty Hayden. 167 for 3. Well, still India are just behind comparative score, 173 for 4. Australia were, but this is when they just started to fade, and also in a run chase, when you know the target, it's so much easier. There's some great images captured. A lot of cameras on that man currently over his career.
I said the same thing about Steve Smith, as I'll say about Virat Kohli. This game is not done and dusted yet. No way. A totally different game if Virat Kohli gets out here on 65. Steve Smith wasn't able to go on and get a big score. Cost Australia 20, 30 runs even potentially. A great partnership with Carey. They'll be hunting up a chance. They'll fight to the death. We know that about the Australian team. These big games, great in that inner ring, shut down play, build pressure, and it's been good.
cool and calm up there.
Up and over extra cover. Two fielders out there, right in the middle of them. Another boundary for Akshar Patel. 175 for 3.
Is it with a little bit of turn that Maxwell gets over extra cover, safely away? Very welcome boundary at this stage.
.175 for the loss of 3. It's getting tough now for Australia. India played a very calm hand here. Virat Kohli in his element, 66 of 75. And Akshar promoted up the batting order, and how well he's managed innings. On 2 counts, in fact, he nullifies the effect of 2 leg spinners. As a left-hander, that's a good natural angle for him, and then he can do that. Take the game to the opposition and surprise them with such shots.
In fact, he's doing exactly what Alex Carey did for Australia in partnership with Steve Smith. Left-hander comes in, picks off the odd boundary, which takes a bit of pressure off the right-hander Smith in that case, Kohli in this case, who just are in their element, knocking it around. You can see Smith, his cricketing brain, working overtime at the moment, trying to get the angles right for the fielders, making bowling changes. He's got such an inexperienced bowling attack at hand, but if anybody can get a little bit extra from it, you'd think Smith would be the man.
Plenty of choices for ICC player of the tournament. Akshar Patel, all-round brilliance. Josh Inglis, big 100. Marco Jansen, wickets and great fielding. Tom Latham in the middle order. He's played a couple of very, very nice innings. So much to like about Virat Kohli. His presence at the crease means so much to India and to his fans also. He's played the pull shot, the drives, milked the singles, just been a complete package. Played the situation brilliantly.
There's been 2 partnerships so far, and 2 very different ones. The second partnership, or rather the third wicket partnership between Shreyas Iyer and Virat Kohli, was laced with singles. It was an absolute lesson on how to play one-day cricket with minimal risk, keep rotating strikes. The odd boundary came their way, and now we are reverting to a much more usual partnership, if I can say that, between Akshar Patel and Virat Kohli. Akshar being the aggressor here. They hit a few boundaries.
Can break open the game, Akshar Patel, these days, because he takes the pressure off somebody like Virat Kohli. He's not been under a lot of stress, Kohli, anyway, but somebody like Akshar's expertise who can take the challenge to the opposition and can be a free-flowing asset.
Personally, I think he's been under Jadeja's shadow for some time. He's been such an important cog in the wheel in white ball cricket for India.
As we were praising him, the zingers light up and Australia see a little bit of hope.
Picked the wrong length to play the shot to, looking for another boundary. That's been his role in this partnership. But Ellis from round the wicket, the ball just skidding on, the kind of length that has just rocked back the top of the off stump. Delight for Inglis. And for Ellis, a wicket that Australia badly needed. They're still in this game, they still have hope. India 178 for 4.
Australia was desperately in need of a breakthrough. Well, Akshar Patel has been removed from the scene. KL Rahul is in, a technician. And he'll be a bit like Virat Kohli in his approach. Measured approach is what India need at this stage. Nothing more than that. 5.8 runs required. Should be home by playing percentage cricket.
Well, it's a big wicket because it's the left-hander out of the way, and that's encouraged Smith to bring back Cooper Conley straight away. Left-arm spinner on, two right-handers in, and KL Rahul, who's likely to play in a more similar vein to Kohli, looking to knock singles around.
Just skidding one through, hitting almost top of off. Akshar Patel realizing it's a short ball, but didn't expect the ball to scoot low. How important is that wicket going to be? It was easing the pressure on Virat Kohli. Now it'll be Virat Kohli for some time. He'll be looking for the odd boundary. KL Rahul will be rotating strike. But still, at this point, you'd say India is ahead, considering they bat deep. They'll back themselves to forge another partnership.
He's desperate now to keep Kohli away from the strike, try and build some pressure that way, get the pressure on KL Rahul to that end. That extra cover and mid-wicket were in very tight then. But Cooper Conley just fractionally short, and that allowed KL Rahul to play it off the pitch and pick up a single.
Such a good shot because he played the field. Wristy work from Virat Kohli. Little things that you enjoy about his batting. It's not only about the big shots, but about his reading the game and maneuvering the strike. Have a look at this one. Easily done. A straight ball on that middle and leg stump channel, and he just works it away with his wrist. Net of fielders in the ring on the offside for KL Rahul. They want to bowl maximum number of balls at him.
That's where they've just taken the man from. The extra man came into the offside from that short mid-wicket position.
That's the view from the helmets range. And once again, beautifully played, easily done for a run. Missed the field on the offside, worked it a little bit against the spin. Four down for 183. It's almost a full house now. More fans have come in the evening session. It was working day today in Dubai. (82 from 84 balls).
Last over we saw Akshar Patel getting on. Nathan Ellis has this back of the hand slow one, similar length. Akshar batting it up backward, and this one just getting on, hitting top of off. Good bowling by Nathan Ellis. He's been a good bowler at the death, using the back of the hand slow one.
It's a very good defensive bowler. You ask him to stop the flow of runs, he do that with variations.
point you made on our excellent podcast yesterday, DK. You were talking about the defensive qualities of Nathan Ellis, that it's not just all about pace, but the skill to vary your pace and bowl a variety of slow balls, particularly in the middle phase and towards the death, makes him an excellent bowler in short form cricket.
Bowls a straight line as well. Right, who have we got as the fantasy game leader? Virat Kohli won 16 points. Carey played a lovely innings of 50 plus, won 13 points. And then Smith got out just at the wrong time for Australia. Need to get rid of Virat Kohli. It's as simple as that. And it's going to be the difference. Kohli versus Australia at this stage.
Well, they had one chance, didn't they? Cooper Connolly bowling, and just seemed to go between Connolly and Glenn Maxwell, who in the end went for it one-handed and put down the chance. Kohli was on 51 at that stage.
Gone past the mid-wicket fielder. Kohli is a fast mover, only a single. KL Rahul says no. He'll keep the strike, 187 for 4.
This was the drop we were talking about. It was a leading edge from Kohli. I wondered whether Maxwell was just slightly put off as Connolly started to go there and then pulled out. In the end, the catch went down. How big a moment in the game will that prove to be? And what a pair of wickets Cooper Connolly could have had to brag about there. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli.
That still is the best chance for him to make them play against the spin. Force an on drive from them against the spin. This pitch still batting well. And there's no gremlins. Extremely battable surfaces. Create different angles. That's the best they can do. It's a young partnership, so it can attack KL Rahul a bit more. Get an extra man in.
Even New Zealand, KL Rahul liked to go over mid-on against the left-armer Mitchell Santner. Will he be using that? Because Stephen Smith has brought mid-on just behind the circle. Stephen Smith realizing that for Australia to stay in this game, the only chance is to pick wickets. So he's throwing the odd bait here. It's up to the Indians whether they want to take it up or not.
Easily done. That's far too easy for Virat Kohli. He'll keep on doing that. Make him drive. I think he's so good off the back foot against spin. 48 singles, 3 twos, only 5 boundaries. Australia don't need that. Nice feel from the skipper. How well he's done that. We all know that maneuvering the strike, well, they say it's easier than hitting a 4 or a 6, but this is real expert stuff from Virat Kohli. It takes a lot of effort. You've got to look at the field and make sure that you put the ball in the gap. Not easy at all.
It's a point you made to me next door, DK, that inevitably when we see a highlights package of this innings, it'll show the boundaries, the 5 boundaries that Kohli has hit, but the essence of the innings has been anything but that. Ability to maneuver the strike with those silky soft hands is the key.
Four down for 192 India.
Steve Smith thinks it's crunch time because he inevitably turns to Adam Zampa. He's got only one really experienced spinner here, so he's got to use those overs really wisely. Zampa's got 3 left. This partnership worth 14. They need Kohli. Zampa back.
And for the first time in this game, the run rate has just gotten ahead of 6. That wouldn't trouble India too much. All they'd be thinking is if they can get the last 5 overs with 40 to get, they'll back themselves to do it. Wickets in hand will be crucial, and so will this man on screen.
Should pick up 2, Virat Kohli. Did have a lot of control, entire control, but still managed a couple of runs. Problem is they can't have that deep point in also, because then he can go for a full-blooded cut shot, Virat Kohli. Leak a 4. What can they do? Get an extra man in or alter his length? Maybe he's been just a little too full. Hit that good length and bowl within the stumps. 50 singles. Half century of singles. That's been a highlight of this innings. Once again, just too full.
Good thing. KL Rahul is a very calm man. You know, the deeper the game goes, the better chances they have. And this single looks so simple, but it's a really good ball on leg. All he's done is just defend and almost extend his arm and just punch it through. He's made it look far easier than what it is. And that's what makes this man so special in ODI cricket. His ability to rotate strike against good bowlers.
Yes, from a punishing mode to a simpler mode. That's his range. Phenomenal player. "39 overs they've been bowled, 198 for 4. So it's fairly simple for India. 67 from 66 balls with wickets in hand. And Virat Kohli looking magnificent. 79 of 89. This shouldn't be a difficult task. But Australia, try they must.
It'll be a whole lot more difficult if Kohli gets out, and Australia will know that. They will keep fighting to the very end, concentrating hard on every ball that comes down. Bit of magic in the field, a run out. This game far from done yet.
What can they achieve with this left arm angle? What are they looking at this stage? A leg before, a cutter?
Well, he bowled very differently to how he bowled with the new ball, where there was a little bit of swing at the start with the new ball, but now from round the wicket he'll be bowling lots of cutters into the middle of the surface, lots of slower balls, taking the pace off it, trying to hold one up, hoping for a leading edge as KL Rahul just looked to work to leg there. Ball holds up, a leading edge to short cover. Smith himself will be in really tight at short extra cover for that leading edge.
And also that's the one area where Australia would have lacked, or rather are lacking right now. It's just that the fact that both the fast bowlers are defensive bowlers. We had a Mitchell Stark, we had a Pat Cummins. They have the speed. They could bowl a Yorker, they'll probably bowl a bouncer, which could trouble a lot of the batters. $200 up for India. Comes at a good time as well. Almost a run a ball required. India doing it nicely here. They just need this partnership to keep going. If you had a Josh Hazelwood, he has that heavy length ball. Whereas with Dorshis and with Nathan Ellis, they come really good when the run rate is high and the batsman is looking to hit a ball. But they need to get a wicket. Probably that's not their biggest strength in white ball cricket.
Oh, there's that top edge. That one stopped just a little bit. I think because the way they bowl, their best chance would be to get that required rate jump up to 7 and 8. I think that's the only way out of this for them.
And that's that angle and the leading edge. I wonder whether Smith can come tighter, come in a catching position for exactly that. Yeah, get in catching.
Quietly tapping the pitch. The ball has stopped once or twice in this over. Good end to the over. 40 overs have been bowled, 4 down for 200, and we'll have a drinks break here. Right, 65 from 60 balls for India. This game is open. With their limited resources in terms of experience, Australia have handled the situation pretty well. We still have India ahead in this game at the moment. 200 for 4, chasing 265. First of two semi-finals this here at the Dubai International Stadium. We've got the second coming up from the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. Two very good teams, New Zealand and South Africa. Themba Bavuma, Nick Santner. That should be some game. South Africa looking very impressive with their batting. New Zealand is always bigger than it seems, the sum of the parts. 2 o'clock local time. Right, Tanveer Sangha comes back. 4 overs for 25. Well, India perfectly happy to do it in singles. Question for the two of you. Sometimes, if you're so focused on the singles, then the boundaries just start to grow more distant in your mind.
They can if you're lacking experience. I think they've got so much experience in this lineup and what's to come as well. You know, Hardik Pandya could come in and just play a cameo of 20 off 10 balls and that's the game done. Take it deep, but also just keep an eye that if you lose a couple, always add a couple of wickets, then you may be under pressure. That's the game. That's why 50 over cricket is such a watch that you have to finish off everything. But while Kohli's there, everyone in that dressing room and everyone in India feels secure.
At times, if you're lacking intent to hit a boundary, that's when the dot balls can build up on you as well. Just looking to beat the infield. Just then, and then as soon as you think of lifting the rate, you can tend to overdo it. It's a really big responsibility of the player coming in. You take as much pressure off Kohli as you can. Might mean that you have to take a calculated risk early in the over.
We'll beat the fielder for 4. That might take the pressure off. Boundary came after 39 balls. KL Rahul using his feet beautifully. There was a man at long off, but he hit it so hard he had no chance.
Yeah, it's a good shot. It's just slightly over pitch from Sangha. The reach of KL Rahul. He knows targeting the sight screen is the lowest risk for him at the moment.
59 from 56. If Australia is saying, where's the next wicket coming from? Come on, Captain Hussain.
A very good question. I think you just have to try and build a bit of pressure here. A couple of dots. You haven't got that magic arm, that golden arm, a leading wicket taker in the format. They've just got to try and work out. They've got a superb captain in Stephen Smith. He's been excellent. 208 for 4. His brain has been ticking over. He hasn't got the resources that previous captains have had, and he's kept them in this game. He will know, take it deep.
Given the resources available to him, I think they've done a magnificent job so far. Australia scored 55 in that phase, India 50. Then Dwarshu, 6 overs for 30. Just a single. Captain Finch, you want to have a go?
Well, I think Steve Smith has done a wonderful job. He's rotated his bowlers. He's tried to continually find the best matchups for that point in time. And maybe that means that you only bowl a 2-over spell of one bowler in particular. There's enough resources there. Got everybody available. At what point does he push Zampa? Does he push Nathan Ellis all in? Say, you know what, now is the time that we have to win the game.
Now has he put that ball in the gap? He has, but not enough to get to the boundary, but 2 is a good shot.
That's 5 off the first 3 deliveries. 3 off the first 2.
Yeah, but you're probably clairvoyant.
guessing that there's going to be 2 of the next ball.
Yeah, but it's just no risk, and that's what's absolutely crucial here at the moment. For KL Rahul and Virat Kohli and India, finding a way to keep rotating the strike without taking risk. No pointers that look like it's chaotic. And that's why Kohli is the chase master, because he's just got the ability to stay at the required rate for so long. It's hard to bowl dot balls to.
And you have to have a gut feel and a reading of the body language. Just since that little break there, I think KL has decided, right, I'm going to be the one to be aggressive. There was a hit down the ground for 4. I think he's decided, I'm not going to milk it anymore. I'm going to be more aggressive. Just in the way he's picking up his bat and everything. Kohli's looking still to knock it around. I think you just watch a batter and his mannerisms at the crease. He said to Virat, I'll go hard. You stay here.
Here's a stat a bit none of us had seen before. Most singles in one-day international since 2000. Virat Kohli's got guess how many singles. I wouldn't mind having those many pennies. 5,867 singles. That's more than anybody else. I must credit the people who keep track of everything in our game. Right, it wasn't 5 of 3, Finji, it was 5 of 4. But that'll do. Clears the infield. Yet another boundary. Nasir Hussain is spot on. He sensed it right away that it's going to be KL Rahul who's going to put the foot on the pedal.
Yeah, for the first 15, 20 balls, he was happy to build a partnership, knock it around. You can just tell the way he picks up his bat, his body language at the crease was, Virat, you stay here. If anyone has to take the risk, it's me. And he's done just that.
That was a good ball. There wasn't a single there. 48 from 48 balls. India 217 for 4. Last 25 scoring shots for Virat Kohli, 24 singles, 1-2. Sangakkara, Jayawardene, Dhoni, Jack Callis. Callis will be on top of every number in the game anyway. I've always thought about run chases. Do you say, right, it's under control, 48 or 48, or just in your mind tell yourself, no, it's not 48 or 48, it's 48 or 40. And I've got 8 in reserve. Zampa's back. Kohli wants a second. He doesn't get it.
That's good from Maxwell. Put in the hard yards early. Well, it's an art of partnership batting. Say, Virat, you go deep. You go bat through to the end, because if you're there, we will win. What I'm going to do now, I'm KL Rahul, I'll take all the pressure off you. I'll be the one to try and up the ante. I'll try and put Australia under pressure and get us well and truly in front of the game.
He's got long off on the boundary, long on the boundary, deep point and mid wicket. Goes straight and times it. Has he timed it well enough? Fielder will watch it sail over for 6.
Change of gears from KL Rahul. He did not care that mid-off was back, mid-on was back. He went early. This was a premeditated shot. As Zampa was delivering, KL was on the charge. He's off, and the ball was off.
It's a gorgeous shot. There's long on and there's long off, but he's split them. He's hit absolutely straight. Excellent use of the feet. Taking on Zampa, who's always going to be the #1 threat. He yelled no, but didn't time it well enough. Has everyone almost read this wicket wrong? Is it actually a lot better than every one of us thought it was?
I think it's played nicely. It has been a fraction on the slow side. That's okay. Expect to go to different stadiums, different surfaces have a characteristic about them.
Now Kohli finds the fielder. What on earth have we just seen? Completely in control, the master of the chase, doing it with pebbles today with pennies. And all of a sudden he says, I'm going to, and finds a man at long on.
Especially when the pressure had been released and KL was saying at the other end, I've just hit a 6 in this over. I think it was because Kohli picked the wrong one. He picked the googly and backed it to go over mid-wicket. But in fact, all he did was find long on. And the door has just slightly been opened.
Yeah, tells a story there. It's been a fine innings, make no mistake, it's been an outstanding innings. 84 of 98. He just might be have left Australia in the game a little bit. Kohli goes, it's 2-2-5 for 5. Hardik Pandya comes in. He's been in good batting form recently. And you still have Jadeja sitting in the dugout. Will this change how they go about it? Will they go back to saying, okay, let's do it in singles? Can Hardik Pandya play that role? Because it's not natural to him.
I think you identify the biggest threats in the opposition, and Adam Zampa is well and truly Australia's biggest threat. Steve Smith threw him the ball because he knew how important this partnership was. I think you're absolutely right. That's it was a googly. He's tried to whip that bottom hand through and get it over mid-wicket. A lot of space out there. Ben Dorshus takes a comfortable catch in the deep. Like you said, the door is slightly ajar. Sometimes you just need to get your toe in the door.
9 of that over, but the big wicket in it. 2-2-6 for 5. India need 39. Wickets for Adam Zampa in ICC Men's ODI tournaments. Economy rate's pretty good. The King at 35. I'll tell you someone we don't talk enough about. Brad Hogg had a great time for Australia. Maxwell 14. Hogg and Warren 35 apiece. Brad Hogg a role to play in a couple of World Cup wins, both in 3 and 7. Why Nathan Ellis comes back. Now the fielders in the boundary again, 4 of them square. Got one extra man inside the circle. He's trying to cut the singles, saying take a chance with the boundaries.
Yeah, what you want to do is force Hardik Pandya to try and play a big shot. His first 7 or 8 balls. That's when every single batter in the world is their most vulnerable. And put it all back onto him. Say, you know what? If you're prepared to take us down the ground, if you're prepared to go over the top, good luck to you. Because we understand that that is the hardest place. Nathan Ellis coming in. Majority of the balls will be back of a length. He'll use his slower ball.
Single. It's an excellent field that though. Mid on is fairly straight. Mid off fairly straight to mid wicket fairly straight. And then the field is on the boundary in square positions. And how's Rahul going to approach this now? He was the aggressor, wasn't he?
38 of 40 balls. 5 wickets in hand. They think they're onto something, the bowler. Keeper didn't seem as excited. The bowler was charging down thinking there might have been an edge.
There was a noise. Was it pad or bat? Umpire says no. I think it was pad, if anything. Yeah, just flick the pad.
Inglis went up early, but he didn't quite keep going with that appeal. Two very good umpires here. So is the third umpire, Michael Goff, Gaffney, Illingworth, top umpires for a game like this. It's an India-Australia game without tension like this, Vinci.
Aldridge confirming, just flicks the pad. Good decision by Steve Smith not to go upstairs. Just the one review remaining. Never easy, are they? India, Australia. It's always turning one way or the other. I think that one team is well and truly on top. Changes, and it happens so quickly.
Now they might have put down a couple of chances, but the ground fielding has been good. They're just turning the screws a little bit here. 37 of 37. You still back the batting side. You get it from here. Gee, they're making the most of what they have. Three came of that Nathan Ellis over. 229 for 5 with 6 left.
Just a little bit of tail end for that last delivery. Obviously such dry pitches. Hint of reverse coming right at the end of this game. I think Hardik Pandya now becomes the key. KL Rahul will try and bat through. You see this, just a hint. In the old days we used to see a lot of reverse swing. So I think KL Rahul will try and bat through, and now Hardik, with it being a runner ball, if anyone takes the risk it will probably be Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, but it's probably tougher for the newcomer. This is a brave move. 6 overs left. He's thrown the ball to Tanveer Sangha. 5 overs for 33. Is he trying to buy a wicket here? Great show of faith in a young bowler.
Yeah, and that makes me think that Hardik Pandya might be prepared to take the risk. Try and put Tanveer Sangha under maximum pressure earlier in this over. Love to see mid-on just come up, tempt him to try and go across the line.
India playing themselves. You've got to be careful here into a situation where the big shot might become mandatory. Not just an option to bring the pressure down, but a shot that you now need to play. Three more dot balls. Drip, drip, drip.
Been brilliant from Sangha so far. He's just stayed out of the arc of Hardik Pandya. We know how much power he's got when he's got the ability to step and hit.
Drip.
Goes straight and goes long, goes very, very long. Dot, 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 dot. And then the runs for the over.
Yeah, you could see the pressure building, and you were wondering when's that release shot coming. And the release shot was straight back over the bowler's head with a bit of fade. Absolutely nailed.
Just a big six. Timed beautifully by Hardik Pandya. Then the short ball. There is a fielder in the deep, though. They'll come back for two. And they get 8 of the over. Frustrating for Australia. 2-3-7 for 5.
Well, Aaron Finch said that Sangha had kept it out of the arc of the bat. And the first one he put on the arc was right in the slot. And Hardik Pandya wasn't missing out.
Of 30. 3 overs from Dwashers, 2 from Ellis. Is that how he's going to go? He's got 1 from Zampa, which he will use, so maybe 2 apiece from the creeks. Question is, when does he bowl Zampa? Next one maybe from the end that Sangha was bowling?
Yeah, I think you're right, Harsha. Push it all in on Nathan Ellison, Adam Zampa. You say we're not going to be worried about the last 2 overs. We'll need to get wickets now. Go to your 2 spearheads.
Showing all his skills, all his variations. We saw one reverse in, then a slower ball. This is what he's shown for a number of years in domestic cricket. Balls out the back of the hand, seam stays upright.
Must be a very difficult ball to bowl, especially under pressure when you have to control it.
Slightly easier today, no dew, easier to grip.
$3,000 runs for KL Rahul in one-day internationals. 20th Indian to do so. It just tells you how many ODIs there have been, but he's got there quicker than most. Only Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli reached that mark in fewer innings.
When you think that he at times has been shuffled around the order, almost finding a spot to keep him in the team, averaging close to 50. It's an incredible skill. One day be up the top of the order, next day your challenges are totally different. You're coming in the middle order.
Always said if your name is Rahul and you're from Bangalore, you put your hand up and say yes to whatever you're asked to do. And he's done that all through his career. Will you open the batting, KL Rahul, in Australia? Yes. Will you bat in the middle order in India? Yes. Keep wickets? Yes. 27 of 27 meanwhile.
He has played out a lot of dot balls since he's come in, Hardik Pandya. With the field spread, he hasn't knocked it at all. In the previous over, 4 or 5 dots, then the 6, now a couple of dots.
.91 from 111, that was Shreyas Iyer and Virat Kohli. Thereafter, we've been talking about this all day. 44, you think, right, that's the making of the game gone. 47, that's the making of the game. Keep coming back. It happened when Australia were batting too. Just 1 run in this over from 4 balls. 1 of 5.
And again, a little bit of in-swing there, a little bit of reverse swing. Just tucking up the batter. So more dots, building pressure, and you can see the Indian fans just a tad concerned.
It's a knockout game. India's record is 34-3 in ICC tournaments, but that's in the qualifiers. It's 8-4 in the knockouts, different pressure. 27 of 25, he's still back the chasing side to get those, but this has been a fine over from Ellis. KL Rahul, Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja to follow. What an over under pressure. Nathan Ellis, one off it. It's 238 for 5.
So Adam Zampa brought back into the attack. 4 overs to go. So 27 needed from 24.
Just heard Aaron Finch saying how Zampa, and then they need to follow it up with Nathan Ellis. And then the last 2 overs, doesn't matter who bowls, for them to stay in this game, they need a wicket here. They need a couple of overs where they give very little runs. Hardik Pandya has hit the 6, but also played a lot of dot balls before and after.
The man straight behind the bowler. So there's long on, there's long off, and there's a man right in front of the side screen, because Hardik Pandya likes to hit straight. Means he's going to bowl full. Well, that's in the air. Should get 2. In fact, settles for the single. He was running blind. Just hurt himself a bit here. He's hobbling. This is when he was sent back, when he turned, and then that's when seems okay.
Need 2 wickets, DK. I'll raise you 1.
I think Australia have done well with when you look at that attack. Matthew Hayden, the experience of this attack, they've done well to take the game this deep. Australia looked back, they would have thought 280 was very gettable. But this is a good hand from Rahul. 35 from 32.
Yeah, both batting teams, when they look back at this performance, I'm sure India, even if they do win tonight, they'll be still searching for that big 100. Smith couldn't get there. Kohli didn't get there.
A swing, a miss, another dot ball. 24 runs needed from 20. So Hardik Pandya looking for the big strike.
He's looking for the one that's slightly fuller to him. He's looking to go downtown here, and if it's into leg, then he can play the sweep. That's what he's waiting for. Use his hand speed.
And right in front of the side screen. That's up in the air. It's 6. It normally stays hit when he has a whack, Hardik Pandya.
It's a really full ball attempter from Adam Zampa. Don't think he wanted it to go that full, but Hardik Pandya didn't miss out. Hand speed coming through yet again. Maxwell almost thought he was going to get that before it sailed into the stands. He's hit 106 meter 6 before. This one just the 83, but still good enough.
And again, 6 ball. This is even bigger. He's peppering the royal box. Hardik Pandya. Just 12 needed from 18. 253 for 5.
Second time in 2 balls, slightly fuller, but this one met even better. Hardik Pandya, as soon as he hit it, knew it. He's picking himself up there. Second 100-meter 6.
It's 2:53 for 5. There's 12 needed now after those 2 hits. So India in the end looking clear favourites to be the first team to make it to the final of the Champions Trophy. It was an in-between score. It was competitive because it was a semi-final. Some good partnerships have got India close. 12 from 18.
Bowled a pretty tight spell, keeping the lid on India. I think the messaging was to try and go for the wicket. Floated it too full, didn't bowl it at length and expect Hardik Pandya to make that mistake. And Hardik Pandya meeting that ball with a lot of confidence.
Yes, that's an area of strength. He's got such a good bat swing. Good striker, especially against spin down the ground. Just wants to finish it off here with some big hits. 11 runs needed from 16 balls.
The mid-on, both up. Hardik Pandya taking the right option here. He's looking for the slow one, but I think it just probably got too close to him. Didn't get the room that he wanted with his hands to just free up and go over the top. There's a bit of tail there. Back to the hand, slow one. Almost looked to hit it with a straight bat.
Well, this partnership 29 now from 28. A lot of dot balls, but a lot of big hits as well. And wide signal.
You almost feel that Nathan Ellis knows he's looking to go downtown, so he's changing up his length. Previous one, the slow one, this one, the bouncer. It's clever. It goes your way. Sometimes, as it happens, an extra being given there for height. Steven Smith still not giving up with the hope that 1 wicket here, could that be required to change the game, change the tone of this game at least. You get the feeling India definitely within touching distance here.
Two hits away. That's one. Just making it to the rope. So 1 hit away, India, 6 needed from 15.
Again, a very good shot. The ball tailing back in a little bit, but Hardik Pandya holding his shape and going through with the hands in a nice way. The extension helping as well. Didn't time it as cleanly as he would have wanted, got the result.
Yes, he clears that front leg to allow the bat to come through.
Well, he got a taste for that boundary. Hardik Pandya started in very similar fashion actually against New Zealand the other evening. Impact player. Maxwell for Australia, Pandya for India. The average and the aggregate aren't the focus. It's how they score their runs. It's when they score their runs, and these really challenging back half of ODIs, ball softer, will turn a little bit. The last one was massive.
It's just the swing, beautiful bat swing. Big, high, long follow through. Should be out. And a drop back to long on. So Glenn Maxwell takes a straightforward chance. Hardik Pandya looking to finish it off with a 6. Doesn't quite time it.
Seen a little bit of reverse happening. Nathan Ellis making use of the reverse swing, keeping it as close to the batter as possible. Hardik Pandya not finding room, but still going ahead with that shot, that glory shot that he was looking for. But a well-made 28 with 3 big 6s. India lose their 6th, 259 the score.
So Ravindra Jadeja comes out to the middle. That's the depth that India have in their batting. He comes out at number 8. And just 6 runs needed. Look at these conditions. It's a real formidable side, this. With the depth in the spin attack. Depth in batting. Number of all-rounders. Quickly off for a single. So just 5 runs needed. 260 for 6. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, they throw the ball. Jadeja calls Rahul for a single. Wait for the umpire here. In fact, he allows that single. So over now declared, with India needing just 4. 261 for 6.
And it was mid-washes, decides to throw and then goes for it. But then no one was backing up. A very awkward bounce there for Glenn Maxwell and KL Rahul, who had no idea. KL Rahul had to end up running that extra run there. And that brings KL Rahul back on strike.
There's just 4 needed. It's Maxwell. Down the track. Finish it off with a 6. So India win by 4 wickets. And they're into the final of the Champions Trophy. And the first team to do so. And this is the highest successful chase versus Australia in a knockout match of an ICC one-day international tournament. So it's been the dominant side from start to finish. The dressing room will be delighted because an India-Australia game is always a contest. Doesn't matter who's in the side. Kohli, the top scorer,